other wines, you're gonna taste probably one or two, I don't remember, at the cellar, that are not Chianti wines. They are produced in Chianti, but they're called Super Tuscans. The Super Tuscans are good wines usually, but there's no disciplinary for those kind of wines. In other words, the winemakers, they can invent their own wine. So sometimes Super Tuscans are more expensive than the Chianti, and usually, as far as I know, the Super Tuscans don't have the DOCG denomination. So this is a case, let's say. So, like for the wine, if you want a good olive oil, you always have to check that it's an extra virgin olive oil. Don't ever buy what says olive oil only. It's gotta say extra virgin olive oil, which means cold press from the first press, and that is that the oil doesn't have acidity. The acidity is not good for your health. So our oil, Tuscan olive oil, has less than 0.16% of acidity. Practically nothing. So no cholesterol, no acidity. It's good for your health. So, but you always have to look for extra virgin olive oil. That is very important.
Extra virgin. Extra virgin. Hi, you guys.
And the cellar we are going to visit is very beautiful because it's a 15th century cellar. It belonged originally to Luca Pitti. Luca Pitti, you probably know something, I don't know if you have visited the Pitti Palace in Florence. Pitti Palace, Luca Pitti was the original owner, the one that commissioned the Pitti Palace in Florence in the 15th century, and that cellar belonged to him. The harvest of the grapes is usually between the end of August and the end of September, depending on the weather. Like for instance, in 2009, the harvest was at the end of August, and instead last year, 2010, it was at the end of started at the end of September. So it all depends on the weather. While for the olives, the harvest begins usually on the 2nd of November, and it takes 1 month and a half here in Tuscany to pick all the olives, because we don't wait until they fall to the ground. To make a special good olive oil, we pick them by hand while they're still on the tree, so it takes a long time, and when they are neither too ripe nor overly ripe, which means between green and black, because before the olives are green and then they turn into black. So we pick them when they are halfway. So it takes a long time, because the procedure of picking them on the tree takes a lot of time. And that helps to keep the fruity taste to the oil, to the olive oil. And also to make a good olive oil, like we do here, the olives must be processed, which means brought to the press within the 24 hours before the olives lose the flavor.